Okay, ready? Yeah. Now call the meeting of Carbon County Board of Commissioners to order. Please rise for a moment of silence for our Pledge of Allegiance. Oh God, thank you for the gift of this new day, and thank you for the blessings of this life. Family, friends, work, and purpose. Guide us as we discuss, plan, and dream together. Help us to make wise and just decisions. Amen.
Amen.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held May 7th, 2020.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning county business at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive session held.
There was one executive session held on May 12th at 1:30 p.m. for personnel reasons.
Department reports, budget transfers.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
There were no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of payroll check numbers 72382 through 72404 and direct deposit check numbers 6019403 through 6019756 for the payroll paid through the payroll fund checking account for all county funds totaling $463,148.41. This is the payroll dated May 8th, 2020.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Approval of check numbers 213006 through 213176 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $1,127,259.61.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The treasurer's report.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The personnel report.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Children and youth. For approval and execution, the fiscal year 2019-2020 purchase a service agreement with Kids Speaks National Centers Incorporated of Schnecksville, Pennsylvania, as per the attached rates.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Insurance, P-CHIP for approval and execution. Premium only plan document, summary of group health plan, and adoption agreement, updated retroactive to November 1st, 2018. It's updated eligible employees by removing domestic relations hearing officer position, which was abolished by the salary board.
Move to approve and execute. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Planning and Development for approval and execution. Act 101, Section 903, Recycling Coordinator Grant Application for 2019. Estimated reimbursement, $3,565.61.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The Solicitor's Report.
Thank you. Domestic Relations for approval. A request received from Attorney Michael Greek of Lancer for termination of his contract for legal services with Domestic Relations as a 4D attorney effective May 7, 2020. Attorney Greek's private practice closed as of December 31, 2019, as he was elected as district attorney.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Any further business? Commissioners' reports. Mr. Honor?
Okay, so you put me first. I do actually have some good news. With our maintenance department, what we did, just a little thing, we put something in here that our director of operations can change the temperature in here, which is a good savings for us that we don't have to get an outside firm in, just to change temperature in the rooms. Our director can change it from his office over in the courtroom, and that is a savings to the county. We will be having a safety meeting that will be on the 19th, and we're planning on looking at all the safety within the county. The offices, we're bringing people back somewhere along the line. So we have to have a little bit of a protocol, how they're going from building to building, even if they are furloughed. Were they in a hot zone? Were they in contact with somebody? HR actually sent me, like about 10 minutes before the meeting, the way to do it with your employees, and hopefully we'll have something together by the 19th on protocol on how to bring people back and how to make operations work in the county. And I think Wayne, I don't know, Wayne, if you're gonna go over like what we were gonna do with like the county wise, like we're gonna have meetings. No, I'll let you do that. I got a lot here, or unless you want me to. Okay, what we're gonna do like a county-wide call or Zoom, and we're gonna try to get everybody on board, all the borough managers, supervisors, whoever is in contact with people or is bringing people back. And the more help we have, the better off it is. You know, we're trying to work something out that the whole county is working together. And we actually are possibly going to have a talk with the other 3 counties. We are bringing parking lot attendants back on Saturday. And it's one of the things, I think we look at this, that the D&L Trail is open. And this is, again, in my opinion, I think we should have a little bit of a better plan when we have people coming here. I think we should have porta potties, sanitation stations, and a cleaning procedure. You know, if we're gonna start going, then let's do it the proper way. We can't have 100 people coming here, and what are we gonna tell them? Find a spot on the way up the trail, a tree? You know, let's get it together. There's a lot of people that have been calling and emailing about yellow or red to yellow. And again, this is one of my interpretations of it. There's been a lot of people out there complaining, and I think if you complain, I mean, and I'm not talking to public, we get it from other areas that they want to do this, they want to go against the governor's rules. Well, none of them have a set plan either. And what I did, I just put a couple things together, and this is something that has to be worked out between us, the whole county, everybody. It's one of the things like different circumstances. My idea would be we have to have a plan 2 steps forward and 1 back. The 1 back would be in case you have an emergency. If something happens, you have a plan to come back. And on this, I mean, I have a whole sheet. But for restaurants, some other areas that were out of the state that I talked to, they went by the capacity of their restaurants. So if they had 10%, if they had 100, they could allow 10 people in. And then in 2 weeks, if supposedly this virus, or if you're in contact with it in 14 days, you should know if you have it or not. So we could put a plan in place every 14 days. If it was at that 10% capacity and it looks good for 2 weeks, then go to 20%. Because not every one of these restaurants are going to open up and have their 100 people in there. This is going to take months to do this, so let's do it right. A lot about barber shops and hairdressers. That's one of the big things. Hey, I need a haircut too. But there's such a thing as dipping their scissors in alcohol, using disposable capes, and doing things by appointment. We're just we just have to get this together. And one of the last comments that I had, if we put a raft on up at Whitehaven, what is our plan all the way down to Lehigh till they get off at Bowmanstown? There has to be a plan, because I see Bowmanstown is not opening their bathrooms until a certain date. So now if we put somebody on there, what's going to happen as they come down the line? And as for businesses, I think we have to be in contact with the businesses. They want to be open, they don't have to. If somebody comes in and they want to check ID, that's their business. I think they should be allowed to say, there's a lot of discussion about keeping things to the people in our county. Well, I think our first priority is to protect the people in our county, and that would be up to them. And like I said, they're the most important people, but we have to follow them CD's, guidelines. There's no other plan. We have to follow that, and there's a way to do it. And I said, hopefully within the next week or so, we can do this with the group of people that we're going to get together. And that's about it all for my report. Thank you.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yeah, well, good morning. And re-emphasizing the actions that we are taking, and Rocky alluded to it. This past week on Tuesday, Commissioner Notstein, Rocky, and I, we did host a roundtable discussion with a multitude of really tourism-centric entities for this first, what I like to refer to as a responsible reopening, of Carbon County. And that conversation included Pocono Mountain Visitor Bureau, Carbon County Economic Development Chamber, Lansford Alive, Lehighton Downtown, Lehighton Main Street, Palmerton Borough, or Palmerton Chamber, JTTA, Jim Thorpe Tourism Agency. And as Commissioner Arner expressed, we'll be expanding the inclusiveness of that conversation so we can develop a holistic, synchronized plan as we move forward in reopening. And I did notice that Rocky is wearing a yellow mask. I happen to have yellow on. We might be sending some subliminal messages to the governor with that, I suspect. But good job. Just an update on Carbon County transportation, CCCT. That does continue to roll, but about 65% down, below normal flow of people using seniors and medical needs requirements being met there. I just had a conversation with the Agency on Aging. We are looking at advocating for block grant money that comes from the lottery fund to be able to be pushed into the next fiscal year. And why is that important? One, we're not expending it to the rate we normally would to support transportation, but we'd like to see that money, if we could carry it over into the next fiscal year, use that to offset the fare increase that we expect to take place here in just about a month and a half with the CCCT transportation. I'm going to jump back a little bit, and Rocky hit on what a great point. A lot of this in regards to moving to yellow is about education and getting that information out there to the businesses first and foremost, and then to our citizens of how we need to conduct ourselves in a yellow compared to a red. And again, not many things changes, but it's probably stricter adherence even than we've had to this point, because we are assuming certain level of risk as Carbon County does a safe and responsible reopening. It was a really busy week for all of us here in the county. I think everyone is aware, in consultation with Representative Heffley, Representative Knowles, Senator Udicek, we raised our concerns to Governor Wolf in a joint communique and a letter sent to his office. We have not received feedback from the governor's office to this point. I don't know if we should realistically expect one, but our voice is being made heard in Harrisburg. In addition to that, we were notified, and we did place information on the county's Facebook page. We were notified of the temporary suspension of the sentence of the former clerk of courts of Carbon County. We stated our position very strong, in a letter to the Department of Corrections, the parole board, and also provided that to the public and the media so they could understand the position and concerns that the Board of Commissioners hold in regard to that temporary suspension. I want to make one last comment about elections and then about money coming into the county. We have, at least if I'm correct, we exceeded the 5,000 mark of mail-in absentee ballots.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon.
So that's a pretty significant number. It's just under about a third of the likely turnout for that election. And again, a lot of mail-ins and absentee ballot requests coming in. And lastly, looking at the numbers for tax revenue, because that is a big concern for us. Just a rough analysis comparing 2019 to 2020, and this is adjusted for the tax increase. It appears we're about 2% off mark from last year, which actually is not significant. It's about $62,000, $63,000 under what we would have collected at the same time last year. So at least in this initial discount period, as we expected, we're in pretty good shape. But the concerning period was the base period, and that's still to come. And that's all I have.
Mr.
Just a
Notes?
little bit of an addition there onto what both Chris and Rocky had talked about with our meeting with several agencies this past week. The big concern is of all entities is the safely reopening and the tourism here in Jim Thorpe. And from what we understand is that the shop owners, as much as they want to open, they're still concerned as well. And we're trying to do it as safely as we can. And Mr. Duger, who was on the phone with us, and we told him what some of our plans were, and he was very supportive. And one of the things we are looking at doing is suspending the agreements with our vendors in the park right now. There will not be any large group activities approved by the Board of Commissioners right now. We will take the rest request for the use of the park for later in the year should things change, such as a fall festival and putting up banners and use of gazebo is out. We will take your request, and as it comes in, number it, and if things change, we'll pick the priority, whoever applied first for use of the park or whatever we have. That's how we'll handle that at this point. But I'm starting to get more calls. Before it was, why don't we go from red to yellow? Why don't we go against the government? And I think that was explained pretty well there with the insurance matters and the liability. And we're not the ones that are going to suffer. Maybe we'll lose some funding or grants in that, because especially the discretionary ones, when the governor can control them. But it's the owners of the shops, the liquor store or the bar rooms, hairdressers, those entities are the ones that are going to lose their license if they open up and operate against the governor's disaster declaration. So it's the people that are opening the businesses that are going to suffer more than the county, and people have to realize that. Getting more and more calls now that we should stay in red. About 15 minutes on the way to work this morning, had a call complaining about all the visitors to the state park up in Gorge and everything, and it's just impossible to control. It's not that easy. You just can't stop it. So we know it's going to come. Looking at preparing the parking lot and opening that up and charging this weekend, because with the nice weather, we feel we're going to have a lot of people. But hopefully the people, and the biggest problem we have is people not following protocols and safety, and that's what's going to be the problem. I think our shops, our county is ready for it, but it's the people that may be visiting or the people that are not taking this seriously enough that we could have a relapse and be even worse than before. So enough of that subject. One thing we did in Schuylkill County and Dauphin County, as you know, have backed off. And if nothing else, it finally did bring the governor to the table. The Carbon County Commissioners Association Board of Directors does finally have a conference call tomorrow afternoon with the governor, so we can finally air our concerns with the governor. So it's one of the things we requested almost 2 months ago, so he's finally come to the table, and I hope he listens to what we're saying.
And that's the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania, just to clarify. Yeah.
Right, not NACO, not the
Yeah,
national
the
level,
county doesn't have its own.
Right, yeah.
or else we'd be in Allentown.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
One other thing I want to mention real quick is Saturday is Armed Forces Day. It's always the third Saturday in May to honor all our the sacrifices made by our service members throughout the years. I know Westport Borough had a little parade planned as they did last year. Unfortunately, they had to cancel that. And I do ask you to, fly your flags this weekend in honor of all our service members that made great sacrifices for our country. And the theme this year, and I like this one a lot, the theme for Armed Forces Day 2020 is soaring to new heights. It's about going above and beyond and to always dream bigger and shoot higher. So it's especially important for our youth today. It's a good model. I think I wish that a lot of our school children, college students would adopt that policy as well, or that theme.
It's a little too Air Force centric, though. I can see an Air Force theme there. I don't know who in DOD is influencing that. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to stay in the ground, it's fine with me. Okay, we'll argue that later. But again, this afternoon, this morning, I should say, after we're done with our meetings and media things, we'll be dedicating on a small basis our veteran spot across the street here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's immediately after we're done here. Okay? That's all I have. So this meeting is adjourned. Lisa, you ready? Okay? And I call the election board meeting to order.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just have a few items. Approval of the minutes from the election board meeting held on April 9th, 2020.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Nostine?
Yes.
Did anyone
Any
have
guests concerning election board business? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Approval to advertise an election board meeting on May 28th, 2020, immediately following the commissioners' meeting for general purposes.
Move to approve the advertising. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Nostine?
Yes.
For further business, a couple things. One is we have the mail slot outside our building. It's being used. I mean, we check it frequently. The security guard's there. That's a good thing. He brings us our mail. We're still getting a lot of duplicate and triplicate applications, which is crazy. I just wanted to let you know, as the board, the Department of State is doing an upgrade to the Shore system Friday at 5 p.m. 2 days before registration closes.
That's nice of them,
Yeah, they kind of do that every year. So, I mean, right now we're processing, of course, everything we can. The last day is Tuesday to register, to make any changes to your parties. So if you do need to make a change, make sure you make the change before you submit the mail-in ballot, or it will be declined. You'll have to resubmit. I'm going to talk to maintenance to see if they can start posting the signs for the consolidation of the polling places. We have all the signs made. So I just want to start posting them now so people know. The other thing is we did, actually Doyle Heffley sent me an email this morning because he wants to know if I have any advice to give these people. So what's happening is poll workers are complaining the same thing with the red and yellow, and they want to know why we cannot force voters to wear masks. We've told her, told all the poll workers, we get that you want them to wear them, but I don't really have a specific answer because we can't make them wear them. They're talking about these shields, and I keep trying to say to them, if you have a mask on, whether they have a mask on or not, a shield isn't gonna do anything. I mean, it may do something, but you're gonna be constantly cleaning that shield. I just think it's a lot more to do, like, kind of over the top. Not that I'm, I get that people are worried, I understand that, but if they're that worried, they can still do the mailing. You know what I mean? Because we're accepting those until May 26th. So I just want to put it out there that, there's other things available. We did have another board quit. So I'll have it at the next meeting. Hopefully, we're trying to get all our boards in order.
I think, Lisa, you have to patiently highlight the fact there is no law that requires wearing a mask.
Right? And that's
Right?
exactly what
I mean,
said.
that's the bottom line up front, and you can't express it any more clearly than that there is no law to wear a mask.
Correct.
And I can understand their reservations, and we want people to act responsibly. However, being irresponsible isn't illegal in many cases, right? Or acting irresponsibly, so just need to be considerate of that. Lisa, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Is there any, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
That's okay.
Is there anything, and again, but you have to answer frankly and honestly in this public venue. Is there anything this Board of Commissioners is not providing you to support what you need to accomplish on 2 June? And if so, what are we not providing you?
No, I mean, we were given overtime, which we used this morning. But, and the issue is, and I talked to you guys about this, the other day. The issue isn't, I mean, it is the absentees, but there's so much other work that you can't train people that are helping because it's kind of pointless to do that, but we can't get to it. So, I mean, we're gonna try to set up, we wanna try to get like all the polling supplies ready. We didn't do that yet. But again, we have people, but we have so much there's so many different things going on. You can't just put someone to do that. They need a little bit of guidance, which is fine. So now we just processed, I'm guessing maybe 300 or 400 applications, plus online applications and absentee applications. So we're gonna do like labels in the mailing today. I thought it was kind of slowing down, but I guess I was wrong. Like, I thought we kind of hit a plateau. All of our ballots are out. All of our absentees are out. All of our mail-ins are out, except for what we just got in last night and today. And I did not go to the post office yet. We have about 1,000 ballots returned, voted.
And those returned ballots, Lisa, and I know we spoke about this at the last meeting, because of the concern by some, and it's a legitimate concern also, in the security associated with those ballots, we have to go above and beyond to ensuring that those are protected and the chain of custody is protected in there. And I know you're doing everything, and we're here to support you. So if there's any shortcoming in that, as you have been, bring it to our attention, and we'll make sure you get the resources you need to ensure the integrity of those ballots and their safeguarding.
So what we have a plan in place, like just right now, we're just obviously checking everything that comes in. We're getting crates of them from the post office. So we're making sure everything is signed. What's undeliverable, we're double checking. Most counties, bigger counties, I believe, don't kind of go to the extremes that we go to. But if we know someone, we know their address might be a P.O. box and they didn't put it on, we're gonna double check. We're not just gonna file them away undeliverable. So that was one of the issues that we've been having. The post office is not, I talked to the postmaster here, I don't think it's here, but they're supposed to do a check 2 and 3 times before it's returned. It's not happening. People are not getting their mail forwarded, it's coming right back to us like the next day. So I did talk to her about it. Unfortunately, there's not much she can do because it's not here. But I mean, we know people where they live, and we know that they're there because that's what they put, and they're not getting them. So we're kind of been really diligent about making sure they get them.
I think maybe why you're getting 2 or 3 applications for the same person, are they testing the system to see if they can get more ballots?
Well, I do notice that, and like we're calling, as long as there's a number on there, we're calling them, but they're applying for a mail-in ballot, and then they're like, oh, I don't want to be that party. Well, we already processed it. So then they're changing their party and then they're reapplying for another one. It's not that simple. I mean, we are deleting them if they haven't gone out, but I told someone the other day that he processed so many, we didn't even know what party he was supposed to be. Like, he just kept changing. So I said to him, I will delete your ballot. And he said, well, I can just go to the polling place. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
so that's what he's doing. We deleted he mailed it back, we deleted it, and he's gonna go to the polling place.
Lisa,
So I don't
when they come in, are
understand-
you just scanning barcodes when one comes in?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
make sure that they're signed on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to put your address and everything, but we're
Yeah.
just making sure at least they're signed, the signature matches what we
Mhm.
have. And then we're scanning them, and it's gonna say that they like voted in the
Okay.
system,
Mhm.
so we know they were received.
Mhm.
So today we printed, it was like over 150 pages of how many we received. And we're going to, check off what we received so far and wrap them up, so we don't have to continually do that, because we'll be doing that election day. That's what I think I talked to you all about it. I'm trying to get 12 people, 4 groups of 3, to start at 7 a.m. on election day. To start not scanning them per se, but processing to make sure they're all there, they're all the right party, they're all accounted for, because that's everything's due that day.
Just to give I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I did-
Just to give the public an idea of what we're going through is, back before this COVID-19 even started, we hired 2 additional part-timers for 500 hours each for the year. Well, the way it's going in the primary here, we're gonna be out of time with those 2. They cannot keep up with it. They're working the full 35 hours a week, each of them. We had taken other people, you and Jane are full-time overtime hours. We are supplementing that with staff from our office. We brought one of our furloughed people back, working full-time there. So basically, we have 5 full-timers down there trying to keep up with the load, as well as some half-days, et cetera. And we're still looking for possibility of having to do some overtime and weekends. So it's having an extremely difficult time keeping up with everything. So this is what happens when the laws change, and of course, this comes with an expense. So, and we will probably have to address it at a salary board meeting, or, for additional hours for those part-timers come fall. I don't know, offhand, we normally get more in the fall than we do in spring, don't we?
Yeah, well, and the issue with the fall, again, is the act, because we have to mail an application out to every single person that requested one. So if it's not everyone, because some of them are only doing it because of the COVID, but we still might have, 3,000 to mail out, and those have to go out in September. So that's another, and again, it's the undeliverables and the no PO boxes, and because people don't put the right information. A lot of people we've noticed, we obviously check, but they register as like Mike instead of Michael, or Tim instead of Timothy. Well, it doesn't find it because that's not you, and that's not your driver's license. So we're getting a lot of calls about that. A lot of people hear the news and they call us and say, I never got my ballot. I'm like, did you apply? No. The state said they were sending them. We're not sending you unless you have a completed application. And also for the part-timers, I did pull back a little, only because we get the mail in the morning and we're so inundated with mail, we try to set up as much as we can. They were coming in like between 9 and 10, just the past 2 days.
Right.
Because I don't want, like I said, there's other work that Jane and I have to get done, and we can't get done when everyone's asking questions and a lot of stuff's going on, so we're trying to take that hour in the morning to do that. Or like I said last night, I was here, also Dominion is here. They started our LNA last night,
Okay.
so he's here again today.
Minion is the company we bought the election equipment from.
And Susie, the contract that we just had, I'm gonna call her possibly for this afternoon, but definitely for tomorrow.
Can you describe the LNA process?
So basically what we do is, we actually print like a test deck, which they provide for us. We just print it, and every candidate on the ballot gets 1 vote. And then they're scanned, each one is scanned through their own, like Banks Township has theirs, Beaver Meadows, and we go through all 51. There's also like an ambiguous mark one, an overvote, an undervote, and they scan those just to test that what we're sending through is what's actually coming out on the totals. So we do that every year. It's a little different this year, last year and this year with the new equipment. So we scan them, and then we also have to vote a couple ways on the ADA and print that out and scan it as well. So that's kind of started. Yesterday they were just loading cards and stuff, but we're gonna start doing that probably tomorrow.
Lisa, are sample ballots uploaded on the county website yet?
No, we don't have them yet.
Oh, we don't have them yet,
No.
okay.
No. And I was trying to hold off as long as I could to give the totals to the printer for our ballots for the election, because I don't want to, print more than I need, but I'm kind of at a standstill. Because we just keep getting inundated, so of course I want to get less ballots printed for the polling place. So that's kind of what I'm doing today, like trying to compare. Because last time I think we did like 67%, and we had like a ton left over. So.
Tell you what, we're in for a wild ride this year between the COVID-19 and now the election issues and everything, being a presidential election. I hope
But I
nothing else happens this year.
just want people to know that, like, the ballots that are coming in, they're gonna be scanned. Like, there's no way that you cannot do a check, it has to come into us. Once it's in the computer, it's gonna be scanned with your votes. Like, we're hearing all kinds of crazy things, change votes, and Republicans get a Republican ballot, Democrats get a Democratic ballot. There's nothing you can change on anything. They're not even the same ballot. But a lot of people are really nervous. So, again, they're going to the polling place, which is, I think is perfectly fine. I know we can't make them wear masks, but I would, I know some counties are telling them to bring their own pens. We have pens, we have sanitizer. We're getting the boxes, mask, gloves, hand sanitizer wipes, like 1,000 count, and disinfectant spray. So, I think we're gonna be pretty prepared.
Good.
I hope so. You do
They're
everything you
they're
can,
supposed to be
but
coming this week and next week, the boxes.
Yeah.
Not really sure where I should have those delivered to.
The storage shed.
Yeah, I like having that.
okay. Anything else? Any further business for election? Hearing none, meeting adjourned. All right, Haley, I'll let you go first today.
Okay, I will start with the weekends. So you said you'll start charging for parking this weekend.
Right.
You had mentioned restrooms and hand washing stations. Is that in the works, or is that for
Well,
yellow?
I would like to see it in the works. And I think that's what we're trying to get here and do a little bit of a guidance through this whole thing. And I said, I look at this and I have comments from everybody. And one of the comments that is common, it says lots of information but very little digestible guidance. And I think what we're going to have to do is work together and get some guidance for these people that they know what's going on. We have these people on the trail and it almost looks like we're having an event, and we're not, but we should be prepared for it. All the way up and down the line, and I'm not just talking Carbon County, from Easton all the way up. What is the plan? Like I said, you just can't release people, and I'm glad that they're out. People are getting out, they're feeling a little bit better, but we should make accommodations for them, and one porta potty's not gonna help. I think there has to be something at every town, hand sanitizers, or what's gonna wind up happening, they're gonna come to this town, they're gonna go to the pizza shop, get pizza, and ask to use their bathroom. Next thing, that person has 100 people from all over the state in the pizza shop. So we have to have a plan.
BYOB. You bring your own hand sanitizers, etc. Your own mask, your own hand sanitizers, etc.
Yeah, they should be responsible themselves, but I think we should have a little bit something here to accommodate to them, We want people to get out.
Yeah, we do. I think, Haley, part of the challenge we're gonna see, it's gonna be about funding too. So who's to pay for that, right? The county has a role in promoting tourism, but do we have a responsibility, be it in this environment or any environment, to be providing the facilities for the tourists? Or does that not fall on PMVB, the private businesses. That's that's part of the discussion that we have to have.
Yeah.
We understand it, it's critical, but, we can't count on being reimbursed or refunded for that. We would like to think we would, that our tax dollars would come back,
No.
but you just don't know. But, we have to figure out how to do it.
And there's different organizations or whatever, even like the T&L Trail.
Yep.
They're all giving grants.
Yep.
And at our county level here, we're manipulating our money around to try to fix it.
Yep.
Maybe some of those grants could be used to put
Yeah,
something
yeah,
up and down the
absolutely.
line.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
A
Instead
lot of hotel tax money.
Yes.
Going to PMVB, right?
You got it.
Yeah.
Pack a lunch, bring your own trail too. That has been an issue with more and more people coming out, is the litter along the trails. So, in my opinion, it should increase the fines, triple, and give them 100 hours of cleaning along the trails or roads when they're caught littering. So, okay, next.
Okay, so we discussed that. Can you tell me a little bit about the letter about Bill McGinley's release? Has it been approved by the state as of right now?
Yeah, we expect him to be here. He could be walking downtown Jim Park today, as far as we know.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's out.
He is out.
So, I guess the letter was sent, but
The only ones required by law to be notified were the judge and the prosecuting attorney, correct? The only ones. So we weren't made aware of it until after the fact, until after it was approved. We never got to the opportunity to combat it or, but oppose it, in a hearing or anything. It just happened and before we even knew it. So,
and so suspension, is he just off the hook or?
Temporary suspension.
Yeah.
he is under house arrest, correct? Or is he-
Well, the way it works is the sentence, his minimum sentence runs until September. So it's not that that's eliminated. So the way it's a special program the governor initiated for these inmates, that at his initiation, these are the people being released. So as part of this program, they are eligible for a suspension, temporary suspension of their sentence. And I think there was about 12,000 people eligible. And so once they're approved, the way the Department of Corrections is indicating is the suspension of the sentence is effective for the period of time of the governor's declaration of emergency. So in his case, if the declaration of emergency by the governor would be rescinded prior to September when his minimum sentence runs, he technically could be required to come back and serve the rest of his minimum sentence. All the people that are being released under this program are being released under the supervision of a parole agent. Okay. So he's out under supervision on a temporary suspension of sentence, and he'll remain in that status unless the governor rescinds the declaration prior to when his minimum sentence runs out.
Okay.
Anything else, Haley?
No, I think that's it.
My turn.
All right, your turn.
So I saw in the personnel report, there was a couple terminations and then a resignation of lifeguards. Were those ones that were already accounted for, or is that just recently happened?
No, that's what happens if they don't reply or send in a letter of resignation and totally ignore the calls and that. They just get put on as a termination, that's all.
Okay, so how many, have we gotten any new lifeguards, or we're still at the same point?
There's one pending. The good news is we do have some prospects of lifeguard training. Again, some prospects, not very good ones, but prospects for lifeguard training. And that's going to be the critical factor if we reach the manning levels we'd like to see.
Right.
And then as far as the McGinley letter, I think you had said in the email, Chris, that you guys were notified by the Attorney General on the 23rd of April,
24th.
24th of
Yeah.
April. And then the letter, was there a reason that the letter wasn't sent out sooner? Like, do you guys think that, I mean, obviously there's a lot going on and.
Well, there's certain information, again, that was a heads-up notice, there was certain information that we had to collect to understand what was actually occurring. That process did not go as quickly as we would have liked. In the interim, we prepared our draft letter, was ready to go. We couldn't even confirm, we were unable to confirm the actual date of the hearing. So we did have a self-imposed deadline. We more or less got into that deadline, but unfortunately, the hearing had already taken place. Now, I'm going to tell you, Alyssa, I am not optimistic at all that that letter would have played any role in changing the opinion of the governor or those who made the recommendation. But again, we had to go on the record. Our letter had been drafted and completed by 6 May. It was ready to go. We were just waiting for some information we just didn't get to kind of get it out the door.
That's what I was gonna ask next, if it would have even had any role or made a difference.
That's my personal opinion. It would not have influenced the decision, but it would have let the public and then the board, parole board, to know where we stood in our concerns as a collective group.
I don't think it would have made a difference either.
Yeah.
He didn't listen to us, or allow us at the table for the COVID, so
Yeah.
why is he gonna listen to one county when he wouldn't even listen to our association?
Mhm.
Right, yeah.
Mhm.
And he fell under the category of nonviolent,
Yeah.
within 5 months of his,
Yeah.
minimum sentence.
Yeah.
And the age was 60 years old, and he would have, I think if we would have sent the letter, we could have sent 10 letters, and I don't think it would have did
Yeah.
it different. And what our opinion is towards it, I think we're all pretty adamant about it, and I guess it's something we just gotta live with.
Mhm.
And then I know you guys said right now you're deciding not to approve like any big events or group gatherings or anything. Has there been any decision or any talk about fall foliage? I mean, I guess it's kind of a little too early at this point.
No,
or-
we've actually had 2 meetings already with JTTA, PMVB, and CCEDC. We've had 2 teleconferences. We have a follow-on one coming up next week. And we have been discussing it. What would fall foliage potentially look like given red, yellow, green? The fact is, regardless if we formally have a fall foliage in the area, the folks are going to come. So the greater concern is knowing that they're coming, unless we close all the doors, how do we minimize the risk to the residents of Carbon County, Jim Thorpe, the surrounding areas, and then to them also. And part of it's going to be that communications campaign, setting up some of the things that Commissioner Arner has expressed. And so that all ties into this working group, this responsible reopening working group that we're developing and started here this past week.
I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else.
Can I just ask one more? The county furloughs, do you have a plan to bring them back at some point? I know you said you were talking about savings.
Well, I think we do. It's just like how the departments are gonna open up, as it progresses, what are the, I don't know, what are realtors be able to do? Things that's gonna depend on what's happening outside us.
Mhm.
And then we have to open them departments, but we gotta prepare that when them people come back, that they're gonna be safe and not everybody's walking in this building. I mean, that's what we're looking at, have a little bit of protocol. You come in or you can make a phone call, whatever has to be done. And I think, probably within the next couple of weeks, we're gonna be bringing some people back. I'm not saying the 100,
Yeah.
but we might be having 5 or 10 people in the next couple of weeks coming
We
back.
are bringing them back as needed
Yeah.
in different departments.
Yeah.
Things are starting to get busier. I know pathonetaries are gonna be having a tax lien soon and everything else. We'll have to bring some back there.
Yeah.
Brought 2 of our people back actually because of the parking lot,
Mhm.
as well as the other person working in elections,
Right.
and some of the other offices.
Yeah.
We're starting to bring them back, but there's still quite a few off, and we had it up until May 31st. Hopefully they'd be back by then, but we're gonna have to evaluate as, I don't, almost on a daily
Yeah,
basis,
we do.
because we're getting requests from department
Yeah.
heads or elected officials, and we act accordingly, okay, is this person really needed? If they are, we bring them back.
Yeah. Remember, Haley, right, 3 things we assessed: the safety of our employees and residents who had come in contact with them, right? The work demand, and then how it impacted revenue flow. So those 3 items are still all being assessed every time we get a request to bring another individual up. And we have no expectation that on June 1st, 80-some folks are gonna come back to work with their full complement of hours, right? We're gonna ramp back up so people can readjust to new protocols, as Rocky's expressing. How do you work in confined environments yet still have some level of social distancing? We're putting up plexiglass barriers to help create another safety measure. I'd also, an example, this past week, we send out an audio message using our Code Red system to every employee, reinforcing the protocols, CDC, Pennsylvania Department of Health protocols, kind of giving them a sense that, look, we are working towards a reopening, but we're going to do it safely, we're going to do it responsibly, and we want them back as soon as possible.
Was that posted on?
And it's also on
Yeah, it's on the
Facebook, you'll see it
Facebook,
on the county Facebook page and others also, that audio message. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, is that it? All right.
Are we going
Down
right
now.
now? or-
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, got that posted last night, I finished it up and got that audio message on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it on the website as well?
I'll have to check with Nicholas. Yeah, but yeah.
They're working on my computer now.
Oh, are they?
I have that
Oh.
headset, hooking up the speaker.
Oh, yeah, for the.
I gotta get chair on the way. Thank you.
Well, they cleared out quick, huh?
Yeah.